SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. I was just struck by the memory of how when I started this game, I actually thought that I needed to have this raincoat here for when it rained. Which, of course, has nothing to do with it. I just didn't understand how the game worked yet. Anyway, I took the liberty of walking myself and Kim here down from the docks to, or from the, the shipping yard, to the bench, because I have decided that I am going to do that thing I suggested I might at the end of last session. That is to say, I'm going to go into my thoughts here. Since I have 3 skill points and I'm halfway to a 4th, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Jamrock Shuffle, because I'm pretty sure that better loot and locked containers is going to be of absolutely no consequence at this point in the game. I could be wrong about that, but I suspect I'll be just fine regardless. Because I'm guessing, right, that Jamrock Shuffle basically means that you get more money out of containers. It could mean that there are also some clothing items you can only get if you have the Jamrock Shuffle, but if there are, I've already missed them, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to get rid of Jamrock Shuffle. I'm going to take the Suicide of Krasmasov, because bankruptcy sequence and indirect modes of taxation, I'm just not that fussed about. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to sit on a bench for 5 hours, and we're going to finish out both the thoughts in my thought cabinet, because basically I want to go into the ending knowing what advantages and disadvantages I've got. Any things that I'm going to get from my thoughts I want to already have by the time I enter that tunnel properly. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if it's the best idea. I don't know what I'm doing. That's the whole point. So I'm going to do it anyway. All right, get rid of this. Suicide of Krasmasov. It's the one I'm most interested in of the thoughts that I've got here. The -1 rhetoric is probably not going to be that big of a deal, but either way, I'm still going to sit down for 5 hours and sort all this out. So, stand by while I sit on this bench a whole bunch.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of
I
the
might not be
bench
able to do that
do
with
not
Kim
look
here.
Overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench.
Right. You can't do that with Kim here. I forgot about that. I can't sit for 5 hours. Okay. I'm going to just read some books. I'm going to reread my books until it is roughly... What time would that be? Come on, Brain, you can do it. 2:40. We're going to go till 2:40. So stand by for that. I'll leave in anything that's actually interesting, but I'm guessing it's going to be the same thing you've already seen.
The greatest innocence. Browsing through the book again. You can do it. It'll be worth it. There's something here.
Oh wait, I skipped over that, but hang on, it just said something different. Browsing through the book again, you still have trouble understanding the torrent of information. It only seems to add to the confused jumble of facts inside your brain. It'll be worth it. There's something here. It says endurance. Okay.
Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready?
Okay, I can definitely do better this time, since theoretically I should know the answers. Of course, it has also probably been a month or two real time, so let's see if I actually remember anything.
It seems rather unfair to try again after you already know the answers. But sure, if this makes you feel better, here we go again. Question 1. Who was the first innocence?
Continue.
Oh yeah, this is what I was made for.
It was the Pericarnassian. I'm going to go ahead and just... It was the Pericarnassian, because it wasn't Dolores Day, and it's the only other option I haven't taken here, so it was the Pericarnassian.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nothing much is known about him.
This is the same.
It's not even clear that he was a he.
Invented God, yeah.
But as the first innocence, he declared that there should be more. Question 2. Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody.
It's Franco Negro.
Correct. Named Franco Negro attempted to...
Yeah.
Question 3. Got it under control. No problem. Solid on this one.
Shoot.
It's widespread historical information.
Shoot. Which one was it? I don't actually remember. I think it was Erno Pasternak, yeah? I think it was Erno Pasternak.
Correct.
Yeah.
The most final stretch.
Okay.
I got it. Honest.
This is the most important, the greatest innocence. This was Dolores Day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Everything from inter-Isolary travel. Congratulations on finishing the test again. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get...
Oh, what do I get?
An A.
Oh, yeah.
All correct. Impressive. Oddly so.
Is it really that odd, given that I've already done this before? What do you have to say about this probably Inland Empire?
You really navigated some treacherous waters here. Well done.
I actually got 5 experience for that. Gotcha this time. Not so smart anymore. Not so smart anymore, are ya? I say out loud with Kim standing right there.
The lieutenant is doing his best to ignore your behavior.
Oh, come on, Kim. That's no fun.
Yeah, sure. It's so much easier once you know the answers, right?
It really is. Put the book away. Great. Okay. I reread that. Should I... what else can I do? Hang on. Which was the one that didn't have an ending anymore? Oh, that would be the, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. Is there any point in going back in there now that I've redecided the ending? I wonder. Let's have a look.
In your hand, you hold 4/5 of Dick Mullen and the mistake. Why? There's truly no point. You'll never know who did it, because those pages have literally been scattered to the wind.
That is true. I just want to relive the experience.
If you insist. But again, it's really pointless.
Continue.
The story opens with in the base of his skull.
Yeah.
When Mullen comes, Mullen trash. The heat is on, and you'll never know what happens, because the rest of the book is gone.
I can surmise, can't I? If Mullen goes to jail, there wouldn't be like 50 more of these books.
What makes you think this isn't the final Dick Mullen case?
Isn't there already a book called Dick Mullen in the Final Case or something?
How do you know this isn't the final case?
Continue?
This could go on forever. End it now.
Okay, whatever. This is getting ridiculous. Close the book.
In your hand, you hold
Put the
4.
book away. Okay, so we need to kill 2 more hours. That worked fine. Do we... What do we do? What do we do? Can't play Suzerainty with Kim. He won't allow it, I'm pretty sure. If I try.
The suzerainty box is...
Yeah. Not even an option. Okay. Is there any reason in going back into La Fumée?
The face of King Fleecell smiles at you. For some reason, the smile now strikes you as more forced than it did before.
Really? I guess that's the only effect of having read the book. Local concerns?
Unsurprisingly, you skim the head. You flip back to the front of the
Okay, that's not getting me much of anywhere. 2 more hours. Okay, hang on. Do we want to reapproach Man from Helmdall and the Devil Woman and go along with it and see if it gets anywhere? Oh, it doesn't feel good, but it's also relatively harmless, probably, maybe. I don't know. Interact.
The edges of the pages are worn and thine spells are noble. I have grand plans for you. This is beyond primitive.
Okay, and this is the point at which if I don't go with, wow, this is epic, the book kicks me out. So I guess it's epic.
In the final pages, Man from Helmdall mounts Gallivaren, his mighty griffin, and turns his gaze to the horizon. Queen Lydiana is dead, but an army of cannibals is storming the gates, and still there's no word of trusty Tyribald. To find out what happens next, you'll have to pick up Man from Helmdall and the Three-Eyed Skull, available in fine bookstores everywhere. Spring 39.
That was genuinely the only difference. All that happened if I went along with them was I got to find out that he killed her. That was it. Put the book away. 1 hour left. 1 hour left. Okay. I think I've reread... Oh, the 16 Days of Coldest April. Didn't that one hurt to read, though? Maybe I should avoid that one? Hang on. I think this one hurts. Let me look at it.
You stare at the now familiar black and white rainbow. The book feels heavy in your hands.
It might hurt me again if I do it. Are you sure about this? I'm not sure if you can retake volition damage from this sort of thing. It hurt a lot, though, didn't it? I feel like it hurt a lot. Maybe that's not the thing to be doing right before entering the ending of the game. Okay, put the book away. What else do I have? Reread the primer? Reread the primer.
You hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title reads, A Primer for Small Kids. Is for rhododendron.
That's it.
That's it. You know the alphabet now.
I know the alphabet now. Sinus means sign, for example. Wait a second. In what is called the IL, the international language developed by scientists from Grad in the 20s, sinus means sign, for example. S is for sinus. Got it. International language. Okay, thanks, conceptualization. I'm not sure I'd seen that before, but I sure did now. I know the alphabet now, Kim.
Good. I also know the alphabet.
Thank you for being so game in going along with me on that. Put the book away. I still haven't killed enough time. Okay. Cockatoos.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest. The monotonous.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
must be glorious to behold. Dark pink and snow white.
I'd imagine you're right, but I'm out of time to read. Put that book away. All right, my thoughts are done. Let us have a look at them. Bink.
The Insulindian miracle.
What is that even? Organs?
It's easy. You know the poem by heart because you were taught it at school. It is one of the Volta Dolmar mantras, repeated on the voyage that lead to the discovery of the Insulindian Isola. And the words mean, nothing will be changed about the light. Colors like gray and brown, all printed on top of each other. I found a blank white spot. All the others looked up. What a beautiful day. What beautiful weather. But all I heard was the printing machine. What strange words to celebrate a new world.
This is right. The Volta Domar. It's that the philosophy of thought that allows people to survive the pale. Nothing will be changed about the light. Colors like gray and brown, all printed on top of each other. I found a blank white spot. All the others looked up. What a beautiful day. What beautiful weather. But all I heard was the printing machine. The blank white spot being the sun. But all I heard was the printing machine. You have to, like, suck the joy out of the things around you in order to survive the pale? Strange. Bonuses, please? All white checks unlocked. That is not what I was hoping for. I don't think there are any white checks left for me to do, but at least I completed the thought. One last final chance, huh? That's what this is, game? Gotcha. All right. All right. Also, this is why I didn't, you know how sometimes when there's stuff in another language in this game, I put the translations on the screen? This is why I didn't do one for the Italian with the thought about the Insulindian miracle, because I was like, I bet you that the solution is going to involve what the translation is, so I figured I would not jump the gun, and I didn't, and it turned out it paid off. Great, accept.
The suicide of Kraz Mazov.
That's the guy. Look at that grinning face.
It's clearly a lie. Kraz Mazov didn't shoot himself. Reaction was on the counteroffensive. The State Day Palace in Mirova was surrounded. He was either assassinated or died in the bombing. You might even have evidence to support this, somewhere in your brain. Mazov was never given a state funeral by the communists. Some people even say the body that was recovered from the ruins wasn't his. There, good. Hero restored to glory. Carry on, comrade.
Great. Great. So basically I've decided that it was a lie, and I've got some collateral facts which may or may not back that up, but it makes me feel better about things. Any bonuses? White check failures heal all morale. +1 rhetoric. Mazovian ethics. That's not terrible, but I do suspect that I'm going to be running into some territory where I do not want to fail white checks here. All right, accept, I guess. Great. Well, what's going on here? Oh, right. Absolutely everything is restored. But the thing is that all of these are actually gone. Renee's is obviously still darkened because Renee is dead. But the rest of these, let me just make sure. That's the window I broke. That's the mural I had to check in with the city about. That, or at least my perception of the city. I've been corrected, by the way. Shivers is not necessarily the voice of the city unless that woman speaks up. I should remember that. It's just my connection to the city more than anything else. Warded door, that is the, I don't remember which door it was, but it's already open. Map wall was the one I could have stolen. Wash basin would be to shave, and I'm not going to. Church doors are already unlocked. Barred door is already open. Washerwoman. Suggestion legendary. That was to get her to sign the thing, and no, I'm not doing it. Drainage pipe is already open as well. So, there is, in fact, nothing for me to do here. There are no more white tasks that require my attention. Everything is done, or not going to be done ever. So, it's time to approach the end of the game. Do I need to change my outfit? Let's have a look. Empathy and hand-eye coordination is not bad. Perception, as opposed to reaction speed and hand-eye coordination. Reaction speed is probably going to be useful here. I'm going to go with reaction speed. My perception is already ludicrous. I suspect that the 1 is not going to make any difference in that regard. Savoir-faire and physical instrument. Not much authority, but plenty of empathy and hand-eye coordination. I think this is going to be just fine. The one question is, do I carry my gun with me? Kim had his hand on his, but he hadn't drawn it. I don't think it will come down to shooting her, but I genuinely don't know that. She has a gun. That much I do know. Provided, of course, that she is the actual person who killed the victim. If that is true, then she presumably has access to the gun that was used to kill the victim. And probably also to a gun that could load the bullet that she hid in the shack. It only seems logical to assume that. Okay, first I need to remember how to get back to the Feld building. Hang on, let me just do that. I think it's this here, right? Yeah, it's this here. And we have to go in through the door underneath it because Kim's not going to climb up onto the roof, and who can blame him for that? Okay, okay. Anything else I need to think about? I think that's just the main thing. Do we take... Kim, are you good? Kim's good. Kim's just burning some nervous energy, and who can blame him? Okay, let's just get in there, Kim. It's fine. Okay. Right, I need my flashlight out because it is dark in here. That will sort of give us away, and I have to remember not to run. The question is, do I put my gun in my right hand when times are most dire? I don't know that this is a most dire time. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Kim hasn't drawn his, and I'm kind of taking my indication from that, but then again, Kim can just draw his in the middle of a conversation, whereas I cannot. I'm probably overthinking things. But we are in pursuit of a murder victim, or not a murder victim, a murder suspect who knows that she's being pursued. She's likely to be prepared for this. Maybe I should equip it, but just not use it unless pushed to it. Is it even good to be that prepared? I don't know. Let's see if my brain has anything to say about it if I do get it out. Last time I did this, it was like, put that away, Buster. It didn't say anything. All right. All right. Just to make me feel better, I don't intend to use it. Let's just do one of these. It's just for morale, that's all. And, of course, if I die. It'll be useful if I die suddenly. Okay. Here we go. I'm going over here because there was a box that I wanted to loot. Not gonna lie to you, that's why. Box. Money, sure. Thanks. Okay. What's this? A concrete pipe buried in the sand and dust. Examine. Polar anorak, +1 composure, +1 shivers. Okay. Let's have a look. What better time to do so, you know? Polar anorak. Layers and layers of polyvinyl and artificial sheepskin make this coat ideal for traversing snowy plains on dog sledges. Somehow, you knew it would be waiting for you underground in a sunken pipe, and you found it. It's as if the city gifted it to you to keep you safe. +1 composure under the polar lights, +1 shivers. Gift from La Revacholière. Does that... I wonder if that means I should wear it for this. If the city's gifting it to me now, then maybe that's the thing to do. Maybe I'm going to need composure and shivers. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Do I have anything else that's composure-based? Is this a warning that I'm going to need composure? I wonder. I wonder. I don't think it's time to whip out the armor yet. The gun, maybe. As it's more of a tacit thing than actually shooting anybody. But the armor, I don't think is going to be necessary, but I don't know. We're not going to war here. Then again, the gun could also make things much worse, couldn't it? But then again, I'm a police officer. they're going to expect me to have a gun out, yeah? There's the genes, but I don't necessarily want to give up my... Am I going to need Sav Warfare and Physical Instrument? I don't know. It's good to be well balanced, though. I mean, I'm not in authority, but... In anything else. Okay, it's fine. Kim has no thoughts on me having my gun out. Feet. She's here, and she's not firing. But then again, that's not how this game works. She can see us at this point, probably. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. Gun. Gun, yes. Gun, no. Kim, help me. I can't.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice.
What on earth is this? Continue.
It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
Blasted into your head. So maybe she was testing this equipment and that's how the kids heard the... Anyway, continue.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine, who happens to have the name Ruby the Instigator. Hello, Ruby. Continue.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
Continue.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways.
Yeah, there was no way I was making that check. I'm not even close to pain thresholdy enough. I don't think even my clothes would save me. Cover your ears, don't cover them. Kim's covering his ears. Clearly I am too, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. If I don't cover them, I'm just asking for more pain. But if I do cover them and it doesn't help, I'm asking for morale damage. I don't know if there's anything I can do here. Go ahead and cover them.
No, buddy. That's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones.
Yeah, I figured. Continue.
Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Yell through the static, you're under arrest. What's happening to me? Are you going to kill me too? Help, Kim, help, my brain's on fire. Volition is usually a decent source of advice. I'm going to go ahead and try to arrest her.
Really now? Check this out.
She turns the dial in her hand. Oh boy.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
Great, thanks, Volition. That worked out great. What's happening to me? Are you going to kill me too? Help, Kim, help. My brain's on fire. His is too, clearly. I feel like every question I ask here is just going to get me exposed to more pain. Are you going to kill me too might be the way out of this, because she didn't necessarily want to kill anyone in the first place, but maybe she just will? I don't know. If she's going to explain what's happening to me, this is probably not the time, but I am curious. I'm going to try asking.
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
How on earth is this not affecting you when you're standing right there? Is it because you're shielded by whatever this is? I don't know. Continue.
The explosion of static you're hearing. It's the ULAN frequency.
Right, that would do it. Continue.
Blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations. It's the ULAN frequency. Fat Angus said you had a pale emitter. You're using one of those devices used to send signals through the pale on me. Say nothing, try to cover your ears. I did see your equations. ULAN frequency, sure.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
She snorts. I mean, that's basically all I can do at this point. Slight moral victories. Continue. That second one was in Chinese, I think, but I can't say for certain. In any case, great, continue.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable.
But not that much more manageable.
With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale. Literally crunch the distance across it.
Is that so? Continue.
Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job, manning those stations. All alone out there in the Pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
You seem awfully calm about this, given that you're, currently torturing us. I mean, I understand why you are, but please stop. Also, she pauses in the middle there. Continue.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort. You're not wrong, Kim. Continue.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world.
Proud of yourself for that one. Continue.
At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for Pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers.
I am.
But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
Which means this is what you expose the twins to somehow. Why would... I guess they're just outside the window, but you should probably be more careful with this dang thing. Continue.
This must be how the twins heard the radio in their heads. They must have been standing by when she tested it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Continue.
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
How did you get your hands on this thing? Will I stay like this forever? Have you experienced the compressor yourself? This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed. Please turn it off. I can't take it anymore. Move on. Okay, how did you get your hands on the thing?
I built it myself.
She nods towards her torture device. Continue.
And she's proud of it too. As she ought to be. This is way beyond your abilities.
No doubt. She's a specialist in this. Continue.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh, just a bit. Continue.
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Have you, experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
Right. It seems a bit dopey to even ask this question. Will I stay like this forever? Because clearly she's not like this at the moment. But if there are after effects, she would know about them, if she's willing to talk about it. Sure, let's ask.
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
She hesitates, so she is willing to talk about it. Continue. That one I know. That's a language I understood. This one sounded maybe like French. This was, I'm not sure, but it's song lyrics. This was absolutely Japanese. Anyway, do we even want to bring up the man who was killed? I'm thinking she's probably just going to turn it up on me if I do. What was that thought earlier? Look for an opportunity to break loose. Keep her talking. I didn't get such an opportunity. Let's just ask.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
Yeah, fair enough. Continue.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
That does appear to be the case, Rhetoric. Thank you for the analysis. Could you just turn it down so I can ask you something? That is actually different than what it said before. This has changed. Okay. Move on.
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Okay, continue. What language that is.
You're looking for a deal on mattress.
And there it is. English. Yeah, this all seems very disorienting. Particularly when it's blasted into your brain on all frequencies and there's nothing you can do about it. Continue.
Then this...
Lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing. Continue.
God damn it.
She regards you and came with sudden sympathy. Continue.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens. Continue.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon.
Yeah, okay. Continue.
Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much.
Forming sentences is ostensibly what I'm good at. Continue.
There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Continue.
Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time.
Pain threshold medium 10. Destroy the machine. 58% chance. Okay, bide your time. Got it. Got it. Okay. How did you know we were coming? We theoretically tried to be quiet about it, but I did have a flashlight out.
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards? Okay, then I have other questions. This is something that I've found. She knows we've been thorough, but it's the only thing I can do to take her off guard, so let's go ahead and bring it up.
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
I've been living there. Surprisingly enough, continue.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out, by the way, Isabel the washerwoman. Preparing for the worst? You're desperate, aren't you? You don't need that. She didn't rat you out. Isabel didn't.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
She smiles a little smile. Yeah, I mean, I figured I could at least let you know that much. Continue.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Hardy for one. Preparing for the worst. You're desperate, aren't you? You don't need that. Oh, boy. I don't know. You don't need that is a nice thing to say, I guess, but it doesn't really hold much weight when I'm standing here with my own gun in my hand, ostensibly. I wonder if it even still is in my hand. Clearly I have my hands clutched to my skull, but I wonder if I count as still being armed. But I also am not intending to kill her? Genuinely, I'm not. In fact, what am I intending here? How do we possibly get out of this situation without the bloodbath starting? I'm gonna try it. I don't think it's gonna have much effect, but let's just try it.
Not anymore, no. This could have turned out pretty bad for me if you hadn't walked right into 25 bands of ultra-high frequencies.
Right, continue.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
That is, yes, okay. That made no effect on the pain threshold check. Did you shoot Lily?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you.
In fact, it does. You might be surprised. Continue.
Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
She hesitates. You're right. Claudia was the first to share her suspicions. When I threatened to arrest her, Claudia broke. She told me everything. So, okay, do we want to build her mistrust of those around her, or do we want to make ourselves out as the villain here? Because this is the absolute truth. I had to threaten to arrest her, or else she would not give away Ruby's name. But the fact remains that she was ratted out. I don't like lying and half-truths, but I'm a police officer, and theoretically I shouldn't be putting myself in more danger. She's going to be mad if I do that, right? Presumably, because, you know, she has or had feelings for Claudia, right? Right? Seems like. But she's got me right where she... I mean, I just don't know if I want to suffer more pain. That said, I do have drugs, but I feel like this isn't going to be the first, or going to be the last physical damage I'm going to suffer in the near future. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor above all else.
She smiles sadly. Continue.
But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Your first guess wasn't entirely off. Your own boys told us you were on the coast. Titus told me. It took some convincing. I don't know if I should be... So far, I've been going with this sort of option where I make it out like I had to twist their arms behind their backs, which is not entirely untrue, although I didn't do that physically.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. And those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like...
Continue.
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
Right, continue.
How the fuck did the rest of you get by?
Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal, I opened them up. I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you. Honestly, I don't know how I do it. I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain this shit to me? It's a wait option, which is only available because I heard the human can opener line. I guess take that opportunity?
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
She scoffs. Continue.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
A little. I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you. I don't know how I do it. I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain this shit to me? Let's not be... Okay, I know that making myself seem incompetent might make her have some sympathy for us, but, like, being that unprofessional under these circumstances when we're about to get more information that might crack this case open, probably not the best idea. I do have questions for you.
Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
She adjusts her grip on her gun. Continue.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Right, okay. Would you say that Lely was a likable person? Do you have an alibi for when Lely was shot? You have a gun. You like Klaasja a lot. Do you like to hang out on the rooftops? You're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry. Okay, let's take a step back. Conclude. Okay. Do you have an alibi for when Lely was shot? Let's start there.
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you.
There were 10 minutes they couldn't account for. They did say you left to take a really long leak, 15 minutes. There was half an hour missing you went out. I don't remember which one they said. It started at 10 minutes, but I feel like it expanded from there. 15 minutes? I think it might have been 15 minutes. I can't remember.
Yeah, and I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They always do. I've driven a lot of long haul and chugged a lot of beer, man.
Sure, continue.
Can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. And anyway, that wouldn't have been enough time.
Hold on, no one takes a 15-minute leak. Our investigation wins from the pain has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder. It's a hold-on option.
Look, fuck you, man. I might also have stopped by the bar.
Right, except that Gart said you didn't, I think. Continue.
She speaketh truth.
Yeah, okay, sure. Our investigation thingy, that you could have done it.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Play pinball much? Look, there's a secret way from the first floor of the whirling to the roof. Okay, then I have other questions for you. It's not exactly the time to be sassy. I feel like I might take some physical damage if I proceed down that road. Try and be coy. Just tell her.
Don't know it, but also...
She frowns, studying your face.
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
Continue.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
Continue.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
The pain stops him from finishing the sentence. And that suggests that the sniper had to be on the island, because that's the one place I haven't checked out. Continue.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Would you say that Lily was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
You didn't feel sympathy for Mercs? It's hard work. There's nothing more personal than you had against him, perhaps his way with women. Did you feel protective of the Union? I have other questions. His way with women. That one.
You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussy's not a problem for me, and definitely not a reason to off someone.
Okay. Did you feel protective of the Union, I guess?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
Understandable. Continue.
She didn't hate it, okay?
Okay. All right. I have other questions.
I'm listening.
Hold up. You have a gun. You like Claudia a lot. Do you like to hang out on the rooftops? You're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry. What we're doing right now is discussing the possibility. She wants to make a case for herself. How do we... You like Claudia a lot.
I considered her a good friend, yeah.
Are you a girl like her? Is peeping one of your hobbies? But you wanted to be more than just friends. There are other things I ask about. This one.
Oh, so that's where you were going with this.
She said you wanted to run away with her. She did.
That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
A permanent one? Continue.
The lieutenant watches her expectantly, occasionally shaking from the pain.
Oh boy, continue.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Clausy was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
She rolls her eyes. Continue.
Claudia only said they maybe kissed. Someone is lying here.
Wait, Claudia said you had only kissed. Hold on, Claudia only likes truly buff men! Then what happened? I'm not going to go with that one. Sorry.
If that's what she wants on the record, so be it. I'm not about to go into details for you to jerk off to later.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, thanks. She rolls her eyes again. Continue.
Seriously, just move on.
But I do want details. Actually cringe from the head-splitting torment. Then what happened? Okay, maybe not with the details. What happened?
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leading me on.
Uh-huh, continue.
I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
Uh-huh, continue.
No ill will there. It wasn't a problem for her.
Claudia said you got very angry when she started seeing Lily, threatened her, and despite everything you helped her by staging the lynching. This one.
Yeah, one time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how dangerous her patterns with men were.
That is reasonable. Continue.
I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a DeLorean tragedy.
Yeah, fair. And despite everything you helped her by staging the lynching... Is peeping one of your hobbies? I don't know if I should bring that up, but I did find the peephole. She said she didn't know about the secret passageway, so I feel like that's not going to be relevant. Unless she was lying about that, of course. She's just going to get mad. Do I want her to get mad? What am I going for here? She wants to make a case for herself. We're trying to defuse the situation. I feel like getting her mad isn't going to be good. You helped her by staging the lynching.
Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. It was a no-brainer.
Okay. Sure. Makes sense, I guess. Do we bring up the peeping? We can always circle back to it. Other things.
Go ahead. It's your body.
I guess. How are you doing, Kim?
And mine too, he thinks. But keep on. This must be done.
Okay. You have a gun?
And?
Where did you get it? I see it's a front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere? I can't quite tell what kind of gun it is. Do you collect guns? Maybe old rifles? There's other evidence I want to ask you about. Another gun?
Sure don't.
Okay,
Breach loader?
continue.
No.
Okay.
This is such a wipeout.
It does seem to be that. I can't quite tell what kind of gun it is. Is it? Is it?
A knocked-away 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you could say that.
That isn't it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay. Okay. There's other evidence I want to ask you about.
Yeah. Evidence.
Do you like to hang out on the rooftops? Question.
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
Is that the only reason you hung out on the roof? What's so great about her antenna? You're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof? Move on. What's so great about the antenna?
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
Good to know. Continue. Sure. Is that the only reason you hung out on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof? Move on.
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
Okay. Have I gotten anywhere with this? Nothing I've said so far has been a success. Now, it could just be that I chose the wrong options inside the trees. Is there any point in bringing up the drugs for the Union thing? I feel like no. But...
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
She shakes her head slowly. Continue.
That really comes as a blow to her.
No, he didn't. I found my own way in. Yeah, I made her talk lie. I don't know if I want to be dealing blows to her or not. He didn't. He didn't.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
A bitter smile. I'm probably supposed to be preying on her insecurities here, aren't I? I'm probably supposed to be doing that, and I'm not doing this all wrong. Continue.
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
You're a criminal. I can't trust anything you say. You had a financial incentive to kill the merc. Move on. This is an unhelpful standpoint to have. Financial incentive to kill a merc.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union.
Used to be employed in Jamrock. Okay, continue. The lieutenant is unable to articulate his question. Continue.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
Okay, continue.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
She glances at the gun and turns the knob down just a millimeter. But you're threatening with us with it. I wish I could use my gun right now. Making threats at the moment is not going to be helpful. The fact is she's threatening us with it yet, but I believe the implication is that we are serious scum by her viewpoint. But anyway, let's go ahead and hear it.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
She responds, holding your gaze. Okay. Have I found out anything here? There was the one thing that Rhetoric mentioned that I might be able to find out what mob she was working for eventually. But, I haven't done anything useful here, right? I don't know if there's a point in going back into the trees again, but... And I haven't been able to keep track of what other options I should have taken. I could dig around in there, but I don't know if there's a point. Do we take a step back?
Yeah? Where?
Continue?
More questions before doing anything.
Okay. Who killed the merc if it wasn't you? What happened Sunday night? Tell me your version. If you didn't kill him, why hide? Pain threshold, destroy the machine. +1, nudge it during drugs talk. Okay, I can't take it anymore. Just go. Don't attempt to destroy the compressor. Who killed the merc if it wasn't you? I still have a case to make. Let's continue. Those are the options that I just backed away from. I can go back in if I want to. Okay, who killed the merc if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
All right, continue.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Yeah, I'd imagine she has. Continue.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Of course she has, Kim.
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side.
She shrugs.
He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
I feel like that's like a statement about his way of living. What happened Sunday night? Tell me your version. Yeah, that.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
Okay, continue.
It's okay. We just want to...
He struggles to finish the sentence. Continue.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasha comes in, all pale and shuddering.
Continue.
She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Wait, did she also seem high to you? Claus just said you knew something was wrong immediately, and what did she say? It's a wait option, but I wonder if it's worth pursuing. Wait.
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
Right, okay. Claus just said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit.
You're not wrong. Continue.
She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
Right, continue.
He made it look like he'd been hanged.
Claus just said you seemed to have a plan prepared when you got there. Claus, you found it weird you came up with a plan so quickly. I'm going to... You seem to have a plan prepared when you got there is rather accusatory. This is less accusatory. We're trying to calm her down. Let's go with that one.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
Her idea? What did she tell me the truth about? Also, are you telling me the truth? Drama brain?
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone.
Continue.
She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
That sounds like she's been through this process before. Maybe continue.
Marcia knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise.
I'd imagine you're right, Volition. Continue.
She lied to you about that, too.
She did. Showerhead, resourceful. That's bad that she'd be so calm. I don't believe you! Impressed by what she came up with, worried about the fact that she is calm and collected during it. This is useless. That is resourceful.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Totally fair. Do you think she killed Lily herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
Right. Continue.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried the lynching might lead to...
The lieutenant forces himself to finish the sentence.
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
She purses her lips. Yeah, continue.
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
Okay, continue.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
She shrugs. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, that didn't do anything yet. Okay, if you didn't kill him, why hide? Because the other mercs are still after her, probably, but yeah. Go ahead and ask.
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
She thinks I work for the... Continue.
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop.
What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
She looks at you quizzically. They think I work for him. Continue.
Through the sudden
Ow.
sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself.
Continue.
Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise.
Continue.
It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Who's everyone? How do you know this? Bullshit, you're trying to throw me off. No one says that. Wince grotesquely. Okay, here's the thing. I don't remember my own past. What if this is true? Also, my endurance is getting a little low. Maybe I should keep it at half? She's gonna just let me take drugs? That's cool. Alright, so who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
Continue.
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Okay, tell me, what is my name? If you know that about me, you must know my name. Fuck yeah, I'm a La Puta Madre agent. You better let me go. La Puta Madre. I've heard of La Puta Madre. He's dangerous, right? It's a logic check that I succeeded. I guess let's try it. You know my name?
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to La Puta Madre.
She replies quickly. Continue.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the tape. Criminals make up bogeyman stories about cops all the time.
I'm not going to try and pretend that I am an agent of La Puta Madre, because I don't know if I am or not, but I also have no recollection of it. And I feel like if I was, I would be getting some sort of backup here besides Kim. At least, like, after he had gone home for the night, someone would maybe approach me here or there. But then again, they don't know that I don't remember anything. I'm going to play dumb, I guess.
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
No, that was a real question. I'm sorry, I know I'm supposed to know all this, but I lost my memory recently. Yes, of course. Are you scared yet? Do we bring it up? Oh, Kim will be mad if I do, but like, how else do we resolve this? I don't feel like just being like, yeah, I'm an agent of La Puta Madre is going to actually get me anywhere here. She's just going to keep the machine on. Play to her sympathies? I guess. It makes me come across as incompetent, yes, but like, I don't know what else to do here. Blessed sorry, cop. It's traditional.
Yeah, sure.
Continue.
She doesn't believe you.
Continue.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
Continue.
A man in a white suit walks through a garden coaxed from soil that had once been covered in asphalt. A city block closed off from the rest of the city by dark buildings.
Said Shivers. Continue.
Rows and rows of poppies, most of which have lost their pink bloom, flank his steps. The man looks around, then up at the sky, sighs.
Continue.
Taking out a knife, he crouches at the end of one flower bed. He scores a seapod, very gently. Milky sap begins to ooze out. The pain comes over you again.
That sounds like I know what La Puta Madre looks like. Probably. What did you do to this Madre anyway? Okay, other questions. What did you...
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She pauses. Continue.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat.
Right, continue.
Wait, one thing, possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
When I came into town, was there anyone with me? Do you know about the bunker next door? Sure, Rhetoric. You know what? Sure, let's ask. Was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
I don't know what happened to them. Who was in this squad? I don't know what happened to them, but who was in this squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
The mercenaries. 2 guys and a lady. The guys look pretty buff. That's the mercenaries. What else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying.
Continue.
That sound about right?
She narrows her eyes. Continue.
No idea who these people are. Literally.
Yeah, that's right. I was just testing you. They're right outside with guns. No, that doesn't ring any bells. It doesn't. I don't know.
Well, this has been a great talk, really. But I think I'm going to hit the road now.
Continue.
She means it. You better make your move soon.
Okay. Do you know about the bunker next door? You better make your move soon, says reaction speed. Maybe I shouldn't mention about the bunker next door. Maybe there's not time anymore. You better make your move soon. I haven't gotten any more pluses, but I'm at 72%. Do it. Failure. Did I just die?
The violet white noise becomes even more overwhelming closer to the compressor. Feels like your brain is swelling up in your skull.
Squirm in pain, hold very still, hold still and try to have an apocalyptic vision. Man, I rolled a 3. That's great. I guess hold still and try to have an apocalyptic vision. I don't know.
Officer, are you okay?
Don't worry, Kim. I'm just trying to have an apocalyptic vision.
The pain intensifies as your hands attempt to reach out into the pale chaos.
Continue.
What are you doing? I told you it's best not to move.
Continue.
2362-1837. Special someone.
Kim, just make it stop. Just try not to collapse. Just try not to collapse.
Look, I know this isn't very fun for you, so let's wrap this up. You have a tribunal to attend.
Oh boy, continue.
She knows about the tribunal.
You know something about the tribunal the Mercs are planning? She does.
Tribunal is an awfully fancy word for what they're going to do. But yeah, I was listening to their frequency. They finished their investigation.
She chuckles. Continue.
Now they're gonna put on a show before meting out punishment. Even though those assholes gave me up, I'm worried for the boys.
She pauses, biting her lip. Continue.
And you, watch out for yourselves. You seem to have a habit of walking into traps.
They're planning to set up a trap for us?
I'm guessing you don't know that a third mercenary has come to town just in time for the tribunal. Now you do.
Now I do. Continue.
If one hornet can kill 40 honeybees in a minute, then 3 hornets should be able to kill 120 honeybees in a minute or more, since they'll also be covering one another.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Continue.
A third. Oh, this is bad.
This is real bad. Continue.
As I said, watch out.
She nods. Continue.
The pain is becoming unbearable now.
Do you know about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
The communist hideout back there? Just a bunker. Have you been there?
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Her voice trails off into white noise in your head. It feels like an aneurysm approaching. Continue. Ow. 24 degrees. Oops, sorry, I'm no longer reading that. Yeah. Continue.
Keep calm. Breathe in. After the pain recedes, it's a little clearer.
It's a little clearer. But I only have one option left, and it's I can't take it anymore. Just go. Don't attempt to destroy the compressor. Oh, man. I failed my one attempt, and she doesn't know I did it, so I just took damage. If I hadn't taken drugs in the middle of that, I would be dead right now, and I'd be retrying this encounter, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess just go.
Glad to have been of assistance. Best of luck to you, officers. Revishal's a bitch.
She tosses her head back defiantly and turns down the machine.
The woman runs past you and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Sure. Great, so there she went. Continue.
All things considered, it could have gone worse.
Lieutenant is still reeling from the pain. Wait, shouldn't we go after her? What now conclude? Shouldn't we go after her?
No, I don't think she did it. She's someone else's case now.
I don't think she did it either, but... Continue.
It's too late now, anyway. She's gone.
Says Savoir Faire, but here's the thing. If she is able to just be gone, why couldn't she have left already? Because she was cornered here, I guess? I don't know. What now conclude?
Now we have to come up with a really good excuse for why we walked right into a trap like that. This isn't going to look good in the report.
He looks around and points further into the cavern.
Her tent. Maybe there's something in there.
Maybe, and... Great. Look for Ruby on the coast. Ruby's gone. Go to her tent. Okay, okay. So she's not going to help us resolve this. I don't know if she would have helped us resolve this if we had turned off her machine. But either way, failure. Failure and ruin. I am in rough shape. I wonder if I should be taking some drugs right now to deal with that. I'm going to see if I get any restoratives in this particular... Let's just look around quick. What's that? Cooking utensils. She has prepared herself porridge with bananas. What's this? $8. Cool, thanks. What's this? Dramamine. +3 health. Cool. I'm gonna just take a little of that. Just a little bit. There we go. Great. Okay. There's a post over here. Let's have a look at it. Dark water trails into the distance. There is no way out. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right. Gonna put away the gun for now. For now. All right.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately.
I should have changed my clothes before I did this. Continue.
It was pitched by practiced hands. She's used to camping out.
Look inside or leave. What? Leave for now. Leave for now. Let's at least get to perception clothing going. Composure and shivers. Composure and shivers. Hand-eye coordination didn't really come up. Let's just get my perception boots on. We'll leave it at that for now. I think this is fine. I don't know if I need an extra +2. I'm at 11 perception. It's ridiculous.
The
It's
plain
fine.
red
Just
tent.
look.
It
Just
was
look.
pitched by...
Look inside.
The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp.
Continue.
It reeks of cigarettes.
Shine your flashlight on the book. Books, back out of the tent. Shine your flashlight on the books.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
Okay, continue.
See anything?
Lieutenant peeks in over your shoulder. Sift through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
A notebook. Take it.
You pocket the worn brown leather journal.
Okay, continue.
A trusted friend left behind.
Apparently, yes, continue.
We should read this immediately. Like, right now.
I agree, Kim. I would normally stop the episode, but we should absolutely read that right now. Okay, interact. Ruby's journal. A well-loved journal with a brown leather cover and the brand name Schneller embossed on the back. It seems to have served as a loyal friend to a lonely traveler. Okay, let's look at it.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
Examine the cover, unwind the strap, put the journal away. Examine the cover.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller.
I noticed. Yes, continue.
Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers.
In my imagination, I just got 2 real. Continue.
She's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded here seriously.
Right. Unwind the strap.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Study the handwriting, flip through the pages. Study the handwriting.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently.
Continue.
Perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Okay, well, let's read. Flip through the pages.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
Continue.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
What kind of logistics? What are the diagrams of? Anything personal? How far back did the entries go? What did she write about the day Lely died? Anything about La Puta Madre? What's the most recent entry? Conclude with the journal. Look at the cover again. What kinds of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
Continue.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
Okay. What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
A familiar spiral shape. What do you mean by that? Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them.
Okay, continue.
The way some of those question marks trail off into ellipsis, she was going through a tough time.
Clearly. How far back do the entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
What is going on with the shadows over here? That's my arm. My elbow is disappearing from the... Whatever, it's fine. Okay. My position is precarious. All I can do is make myself useful. This is last August, so 2 seasons ago. What did she write about the day Lely died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though. Well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely.
Except, there's an exception. Continue.
You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
But I only failed that by 2. I wonder if it's worth coming back in here with some logic gear on. Conclude with the journal. Not ready yet. Anything about La Puta Madre?
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell.
Continue.
Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre. M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th.
Okay, read the entry from March 9th first.
Great. M's peon is coming to town. No doubt to investigate the lynching.
That's me.
But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder.
Okay, continue.
Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call?
The call.
The call? Did M call her personally? Why?
Great question. Continue.
Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake.
Am I sure this is a mistake? Look at me. This is a coincidence. I would never kill people for a mob boss. I only have 3 deaths on my record, but that doesn't mean there aren't more than that hidden from me by my own failure to remember things. That was a success from Inland Empire. I don't know if refusal to accept it as a possibility is going to get me anywhere, but like it would be helpful if it was not true. Am I sure?
Whatever you may look like, you don't feel like a hired assassin.
Right. Read the entry from March 12th.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me.
Continue.
Did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic.
So she was contacted by La Puta Madre directly. Continue.
The entry ends abruptly.
Right. Look at the cover again.
The thick journal, bound in brown leather, is full of candor and diagrams.
Okay, hang on. Put the journal away for now. Okay, logic clothing. Logic. I'm pretty sure I've got logic glasses somewhere around here. That's minus logic. That's plus encyclopedia. Is it just the peepo? I've got the peepo. Peepo on. That gives me a +2 to logic. Which section was it that I... Okay, hang on. I'm gonna have to go back in there. Oh, more logic. More logic, probably good. Okay. Back into Journal Town. Interact.
The thick journal...
Flip to the pages again. Where was it? The day Lily died? Personal stuff. It was personal stuff? Was it the personal stuff?
Wry observation. The way some of those question marks trail off.
Lily died.
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th,
Continue.
She is referring to betraying her previous employer. Does this suggest she did it in self-defense?
Okay, her previous employer. Right. Which the betrayal mentions so far of referring to... She has mentioned betrayal with reference to M, which means that maybe she used to work for him. In which case she'd be in a great position to know if I work for him. And that's concerning. What's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, "Even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning."
Continue.
It looks like she might have been framed.
The lieutenant taps on the page. If she didn't do it, then maybe it's good we didn't catch her. Kim, am I really a La Puta Madre agent? Then who do you think killed the merc? Let's start here. I want to ask that, but it seems like I'll be able to, so...
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her.
He frowns.
Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Kim, am I actually a La Puta Madre agent?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He looks you straight in the eye for a moment, then sighs. Continue.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting.
It says Drama Brain. I mean, that's par for the course for Drama Brain. Continue.
His trust is well placed. You aren't. You can feel it.
That's a tough volition check I just succeeded at. Okay. That's encouraging. Then who do you think killed the merc?
Classio was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or...
He stops to think. Seems plausible, I don't know, but no one heard the shot, that one.
Maybe she had an accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on her.
We do indeed. She might not be there anymore, but we do. Continue.
One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags. Questions to ask. Let's be careful, though. The tip she gave us about the tribunal was disturbing.
No doubt about that, and... Okay. Alright, okay. So I'm back up to 3 skill points, which is fun. Then we got 2 new tasks. Return to the whirling in rags. Return to the whirling after the whole instigator debacle. Someone there has something to answer to. Are you La Puta Madre's peon? Peon. Ruby said you were a notoriously corrupt cop. La Puta Madre's peon. Peon. I've never seen it with an E on the end. That's why she was scared of you. When you get the chance, call your station to find out more, if you dare. It's going to hurt me. Okay, good. Good to know. Right, well, I guess we're leaving off here, right here, because my suspicion is that things are going to turn bad as soon as I set foot outside of this tunnel. And possibly before that. Possibly even before that. So, we've gone long enough. I have to stop. Thank you for watching. Next time, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. But there's no going back now. That much I'm certain of. So, see you next time.